What's going on, boxing heads? It's Who Kind of Boxing coming at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing mind. Keith Thurman says that Mayweather and Errol Spence Jr. plotted, they conspired against him to call him out to get him off Floyd Mayweather back. So, here is Keith Thurman in his own words explaining it in the interview.
Credit for the things that you've done, and there seems to be a narrative that you've avoided him. So I want to walk you down memory lane and see if you can ever make sense of fighting Earl at the time that he was calling you out, and can you make sense of why, at that time you turned it down, and you feel why doesn't he want to give you an opportunity for something you did so long ago, when he, you obviously wouldn't have gotten the amount of money. Neither would he at that time had you taken him. The fight is worth more today than it was yesterday.
Yes.
So I don't know. I just want to hear your side of this. Why you didn't entertain Earl, and if there's any message for Earl, because he seems to be stuck on not fighting you, and you're still one of the best welterweights of this era, and it makes sense for him to fight everyone of his era.
Yeah. So I'll give you a little bit of the real backstory here. And it goes.
Here we go with the bullshit.
I think the night it happened was Porter.
Oh my goodness.
Broner. I think Porter Broner.
Las Vegas,
MGM Grand.
June, I believe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Errol Spence somehow was on the undercard.
Yeah.
He was fighting that night, got a W, probably a stoppage.
Versus the Canadian welterweight. Oh my God, what's his name?
You know the history more than me. I'm not trying to get every detail. So on that night,
Phil LaGreca.
Just trying to change. You're just trying to slant the narrative. Yeah.
They started to talk to him after the fight, and for me, this is how I look at it. A little birdie named Floyd told him to say my name. Why? Well, there's multiple reasons why a fighter in his position at that time would call up a fighter that's already in the limelight, right? But to me, there was a lot more than that. And what it really was about was changing the narrative. So right now we're talking about the narrative of Thurman, EJ, and what's all happened. But before Thurman, EJ, what was Thurman's narrative? I was on Floyd's back. Okay? After I defeated
Orlando Lara.
Not Orlando Lara.
Yeah,
That was the first time we called him
some
out.
more
That's the
lies.
first time I called him out, but that didn't matter. That's my first day on HBO calling out the world. I called out the whole world.
I'm gonna put this.
Run that back.
I'm
I
gonna
called
put
out the
this.
whole world, right? So, but what happened was when I fought Diego Chavez, I became the interim WBA champion. At the time,
Going
Paulie
back to the beginning of time.
was the current champion, who happened to lose to Adrian Broner, who happened to lose to Marcos Maidana. Now, I'm a mandatory for this belt, but whoever gets this belt keeps losing their next fight.
we
which
already
doesn't
know that shit.
enough time for a mandatory to get mandated. Okay, the allotment of time has not
Why
been
are
there
you
so that I can
ducking
mandate my
Errol
mandatory
Spence Jr.,
towards any
Keith?
one of these world
Why
champions.
did you duck him?
First world champion, Paulie Malignaggi. Second one, Adrian Broner. Third one, Marcos Maidana. We all know what happened to Maidana, Floyd Mayweather. So after
Keith, I will punch you in the face.
Floyd
Just tell me
2,
why did you duck Earl?
finally, if someone's had the belt long enough, I can issue a mandatory. My mandatory would have been geared towards whom? Floyd Mayweather. A few months go by, and I get the phone call that Floyd is now the super champ and I'm the regular champ. And regular champs fight mandatories and super champs don't fight mandatories. So all this calling out Keith Thurman happened somewhere in between me getting elevated, before I got elevated to regular champion. Because people
You
like
lying to
you
me, Keith.
were
You
starting to
lying.
go to Floyd and say,
I don't
what
believe
do you
you.
think about this kid, Keith Thurman? And he's like, oh, he green, oh, this, that. And he kept pushing me off to the side. So to me, when EJ first said my name, he ain't say my name. It wasn't you. It was something somebody else told you to do. All right? It's like, sir, yes, sir, you listening to others. It didn't come from your heart.
See, this is
you know what
why
I mean?
Errol
And
Spence
how do
Jr.
I know?
don't like
How do we know
Thurman.
this? Being Robert the Ghost Guerrero and all these other fights that I ended up getting. So, you know, he went through the trenches. Once when he got the WBA from Brook, I saw him as a real champion, like he was. He deserved it. He had a tremendous performance. I was cheering for him. Why? Red, white, and blue. He went overseas and got that belt. Very proud of him. You know what I mean? You know, I didn't hate, but I don't really hate, man. I know this game. I know this struggle. I appreciate the work every fighter puts in. You know, to make this industry what it is and as exciting as it truly is and truly can be. We need fighters like Errol Spence to fight fighters like Keith Thurman. We need that. You know, but we also need people to know what kind of fight it is when it is, right? You do that fight early, people ain't gonna fully understand the magnitude of that fight. You know, my whole objective, beat Pacquiao, then it would have been Thurman Spence. You think Pacquiao got defeated, that Spence would be fighting Pacquiao in this moment? No, he wouldn't be fighting Pacquiao in this moment. So that falls back on me. That's my mistake. I allowed this door to open. I allowed him to do this little.
You ducked the shit out of Errol Spence Jr.
We're getting through the welterweight division, and as we get through, we just we don't pull that corner. We don't need Thurman. We don't need Thurman. We don't need Thurman.
What the fuck?
Okay, you know, let's see.
Cause you know,
that's how he wants to go about the welterweight division.
Yeah, when you had the belt,
you ducked it. I can't change nothing. But I'll tell you another thing. I ain't never get a phone call. I ain't never once in my life got a phone call to fight Errol Spence. And we got the same manager. So don't act like you called me out if you ain't really called me out. You know, that's what I don't appreciate. Because when Thurman wanted Porter, Kenny Porter got a phone call. And then what did Kenny Porter say? Not now. Then it came later. Thurman gets a phone call. Kenny Porter, Sean Porter, they want you now. Oh, bet. Run it. Because I wanted them before anyways. Run it. I got the phone call. When it was time to fight, when the moment
Didn't you just say
Floyd
Kenny
retired,
Porter said not now?
The WBC got vacated.
What the phone call?
And
what is Keith talking
Danny
about?
Garcia moved up to welterweight, fighting against Robert the Ghost Guerrero for the vacated title. He beats Guerrero. I commentated that fight, and I told Al, I want that boy at 147, you know.
Oh my God.
Some time went by. Let Al know again, I want to fight that boy this year.
Wow. He
called up Danny's dad. Boom. Y'all want to fight Thurman? Thurman wants to fight.
Oh,
it's a big fight. Y'all undefeated champions, unified. They said, yeah, we want the fight, but Danny's been a little inactive. Let us get a tune-up, that's when he fought the dude who wasn't even ranked. They couldn't even make it a title shot because he wasn't ranked in the top 15, Yaze. That's when we did the WWE face-off at his hometown because I knew, like he knew, this was a tune-up, and right after this, it's me, you know, and we're going to make a real fight. So,
man,
they got sent the contract. They got the phone call.
So this why Errol don't
There's
like
a few people at 147 I never got a phone call for.
This is why Errol don't like.
Never got a phone call for Adrian Broner in my whole career. Never. Some people used to ask me in Vegas, hey man, you gonna fight AB, man? You ever gonna fight AB? Never got the call for AB, right? Never got the call back in the day when I was interested in this kind of fight. Never got the call to fight Amir Khan, right? Never got the call to fight Errol Spence Jr., right?
You know,
but
he just go all around the world,
you know,
man.
I thought I was going to be fighting EJ in 2020. It was an Olympic year. He was an Olympian. I was an Olympic alternate.
You thought he was going to whip your ass. That would kill 13
2019 is when I lost to Pacquiao. The whole goal was to defeat Pacquiao, get hand surgery, get right, and then go right after Spence. Why? Because we would be unifying the titles. The move that they're doing right now was the move I had intended the whole time. All of a sudden, it's just me. You know, it's not me making that move. That's all it is. You know, so EJ can say whatever he wants. I think it's a whole bunch of nonsense and drama. You know, how do you fight Sean Porter? How do you fight Danny? How do you fight Pacquiao? How do you fight Bundu? How do you want to see everybody I saw, but you don't want to see me?
Because you full of shit,
You know, I'm not following your shadow. He's following my shadow. I'm not following his shadow. Because if I was following his shadow, I'd be on.
For something you did so long ago, when he, you obviously wouldn't have gotten the amount of money, neither would he at that time had you taken him. The fight is worth more today than it was yesterday.
Yes.
So I don't know. I just want to hear your side of this. Could that even happen? Are fight fans assuming look, I want Errol Spence to be next, and he's like, well, he's only 14-0. No, this is who I want. He's in social media acting like I don't want to fight. Could that even happen? Are fight fans assuming the unthinkable? Right? Like,
could
is that something?
Happen? I wonder. I didn't take the initiative to make that happen. If y'all want to call me out on that, yes, I never took the initiative because I don't have to take the initiative because I get the call. This is gonna happen. When I never got the phone call like, look, Keith, I'm advising you to do this. But Spence won't stop telling me to get him Thurman, and I just want to know if you'll entertain the fight. I can get you X pay, and we'll make it like this and that, and we can make this fight happen. Or you can just go fight. When I fought Sean had more credentials than Errol Spence, but I think so. Yeah, I don't even think he fought Kilbrook at the time. So when I fought Sean had more credentials. When I fought Danny had more credentials, right? So it's not that, like, what did I really do? I fought the best fighter at that time. Now he's proven by staying the course, being who he said he is, the truth. He's proven that he's up here. He's here to see everybody.
Now you're down
He's here to see everybody. Why you don't want to see me though?
That was Keith One Time Thurman. That's about 13 minutes of your life that you won't be able to get back. 13 minutes going to hell. This has been Full Counter Boxing. Like, subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you very much.